what the concept was, what you were looking for?
Oh yes, sir. We watched a bunch of film on Rutgers, and we knew that once it got to like the tight red zone, and just they like to run a lot of crossers, a lot of kind of in-out concepts and stuff like that. So ultimately, when I see my guy come off the line, slow and shoot inside, I knew it would probably be like number two coming out or something like that. So once I was able to see that, ultimately I was able to kind of jump in front of him, not let him catch it, and then ultimately get there, get the interception.
And that
So
was something you
you
saw.
flip that momentum right there. I mean, you guys might be giving up a touchdown. Instead, you're scoring the other end, and you're the guy that does it. What does that mean to you?
That was huge. Just from the team aspect, Rutgers was having a great drive. They were driving down the field on us, and I think that really like deflated them and kind of their momentum and their hopes going into halftime. And I think that was really big for us, because we were able to kind of just control the game for the rest of the time being. So I think that was awesome, and it was awesome for me to be the one doing it because just like I want to contribute any way I can to this team, and that's awesome to be able to get some points on the board for our offense, for our team.
That was your fourth interception in the last 3 weeks. Does this stretch do anything confidence-wise for you, or do you feel the same?
I feel the same. My confidence is always going to be high because I know the type of player I am, and I know the type of player I can be. So it is cool getting these interceptions, but no matter if I get them or not, I'm going to play with the same mindset, same mentality because I know kind of my ceiling and how good I can be and how prepared I am for every game. So I just don't let it get me too high or get too low. No matter the ups or downs, I'm just going to keep playing no matter what.
So that Michigan State game was almost a year ago. When you're talking about lows, I mean that was a low one. How did you bounce back from that? What did you do to kind of get past that?
Really just kind of just relying that was a really big time for me and my faith and stuff like that because I'm a big believer in Jesus Christ and everything He does for me. So that was just kind of falling back on that and just ultimately knowing the type of player I was, not going to lose confidence in myself off a bad game because you play this game long enough, you're going to have a bad game. You're going to get some touchdowns caught on you, whatever it is. So just kind of having that mindset that I'm not going to let this happen again. I'm going to be better each and every time I step on the field. And as you guys can see, I've been able to do that so far.
To jump the route the way you were able to, was it just a matter of knowing the play so well, knowing what was going to happen, that you were able to just kind of get right there?
Yes, sir. Kind of. We knew that Rutgers quarterback was a little bit trigger happy in terms of just kind of seeing his first read and just going to throw it right there and stuff like that. So just kind of trying to bait him a little bit just to make that guy look a little open and kind of come off of it. Like I said, a bunch of film watching went into that, and we knew that they like to hit those type of concepts down in the red zone. So being able to remember that and just ultimately make the play.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that Michigan State game was right around the time Alexander came back and got healthy, and I think there was a stretch where you may not have played it. Did you ever consider transferring, or like who did you talk to get you through going from I'm starting every game to now I'm not even playing?
Transferring never crossed my mind. I love this place. No matter if I was playing or not. Obviously I want to contribute in every way I can, but I love this place, and I knew that I wouldn't be out on the bench for long. I knew I would be able to have a role on the team and contribute again. So it never crossed my mind transferring. I just wanted to work and be there for the guys, especially at that time, and just coming into next year, I knew what I wanted to do and I knew what I needed to get better at, and I wanted to attack that the off season. But transferring never crossed my mind. I knew Wisconsin was the place I wanted to be all the time.
Rico, I'm old and fat, so you shouldn't laugh too hard. But take me through that play. What does that look like when you intercept that ball and you see lots and lots of green field in front of you? Take me through your mindset as you're making that pick and going in that direction.
Just like when I made the interception, you see all of that green grass. It's just like you go back to being a little kid, like, oh man, like pick six, like this is cool. I had one pick six in my high school career. It was about 30 yards out, so it wasn't really far. That was like the longest I've ran ever. So like it was awesome just to see that green field and just ultimately go get it. I knew I didn't want to get caught. I knew the guys would clown me all day in the locker room if I got caught by the quarterback. So I knew I had to score it.
Is there a certain point at which you realized you could be a big-time difference maker this year, maybe? Like when you were working with the new staff, is there a certain point when you felt you could play at this level?
Yes, sir. Just kind of with their scheme and stuff like that, are kind of like allowing us to play with more vision and a lot of stuff like that. I knew that kind of fit right into my wheelhouse. I was like, I think I can be a difference maker on this team and on this defense. And ultimately, even with the spring and catching those interceptions and stuff like that, like momentum started rolling. I'm just like, I think I can do this during the season. I can get this momentum. I can make these plays and stuff like that. So just like kind of throughout the whole time and like really learning the defensive scheme, I knew I can make a difference on a defense.
Were there any teammates you talked about your stuff you went through last year? Were there any teammates who really helped you through that, or any advice you got that really stuck out, anything like that?
Oh yes, sir. Especially Cedric Dort and Alex Smith. Even though he was the guy in front of me, Alex was a great support person. He helped me kind of stay up and just like not get too low. And then Cedric Dort just talking to me, telling me, hey, I've been through the same thing, man. You're going to come out greater. You're going to come out better. So I think Ced and Alex were really like the biggest, helper for me in that situation as far as guys on the team. And obviously my best friend Daryl Peterson, he was the guy that got me out of that slump as well. Just telling me, like, hey, this is going to pass, bro. You know how good of a player you are. Let's just keep it rolling.
Rico, do you know? I don't put you on the spot, but do you know who Troy Vincent is?
Oh yes, sir.
You've seen the house today.
Yes, sir.
Did you get to meet him at all? Or?
I didn't get to talk to him one-on-one, but I know, he was a freaking legend here in NFL. I know exactly what he is. I think he's executive chief officer or something like that. But yeah, he's amazing. His accomplishments here as a first-round pick and stuff like that. Yeah, we know how well he is. I didn't get to have a one-on-one conversation, but he's a great guy.
Another question for you: are you aware of the history of number twos here? Did Mark Fletcher?
Yeah.
Scott Starks.
Scott Starks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you? Why'd you pick that number? And is there anything to do with it?
No, I didn't. So when I initially came in, I just asked Coach Chris. Like any number is like cool, but preferably if I can get a single digit, that would make my day. So originally,
Rico!
you're so childish. I was originally supposed to have number 10, but then they gave me number 2. So I was just like, okay. And then I learned about the significance of number 2 and great guys before me to wear Mark Fletcher, Scott Starks. I've talked to Scott Starks a couple of times. We have some phone calls and some text messages. He's a great guy. Some guy I can go to advice for advice sometimes. So yeah, I know that. I never got to talk to Jamar Fletcher, but I know how amazing he was. Jump Thorpe Award winner and also a first round pick here. So I know kind of how the standard for number 2 is, and I know I gotta ultimately live up to that standard if I want to wear a number.
Did you talk to Starks after the Michigan State game at any point? Because I remember as a freshman, he had moments like that, right, where he got picked on and you had to quickly forget. I don't know. Was that ever a topic of conversation? Or
no, sir. Okay. Because I talked to Scott Starks this year, like a little bit like before the spring and during the springtime. I just told him, but that actually did come up during our conversation a little bit. He said, I had some moments like that in my first year playing, so just get past it. You know how good you are. You're going to make those plays. Just keep working. You're going to be good.
Who set that up, that conversation?
Yeah, I actually DM'd him myself because I remember my freshman year, we went to the donor luncheon, and I think he was my donor initially, but he didn't end up coming. But he followed me one day after a game, and I just DM'd him. I was like, hey, I'm a big fan of you and the work you did here. Would love to get in contact with you if possible. So we set that up, got his number. Been talking to him ever since.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir.